Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Build a Theme Park. It's episode 111, and yes, it's really 111. In case you're wondering why there is a building where there wasn't any building before, why there's tubing around our little turbine here. This episode is actually cut out of 3 or 4 different recording sessions, and I had massive recording problems at that time. Basically what happened is I started recording and I did the tubing and I started building the building, and then the recording crashed. But normally if the recording, either the recording crashes or the recording shuts down, and if the recording shuts down, normally the video you recorded is saved, so it's should be there. And what XSplit told me was that it had shut down and that my previous recording was saved. So I just started another recording, and which is this what you're seeing right now. But well, XSplit lied to me and it did not save the first half an hour of video. So that's basically why we are why there is a building and why there's tubing around the coaster. Yeah, that's basically it. So I'm sorry for that, but the tubing cost me so much time that I didn't want to do it again, and just in the end I found out that the recording was crashed after I recorded the whole episode. So basically I would have, yeah, it was 1 hour of work that would have been destroyed if I started over again, and I didn't want to do that. So I just recorded half an hour afterwards, which is the second part of this episode. Yeah, that should explain it. As I said, I'm sorry, but shit happens. Can't do anything about it, I guess. So what we are doing here is we are building a little bit like Psycho Underground in Walibi Belgium. We're building building completely around the whole coaster so that nothing, not one single piece of coaster is outdoors. I really like that aspect about Psycho Underground. So I thought doing it here in this park and in this on this coaster would be a nice, cool idea. That will of course mean, as you can see, that the building will get really high, just because you need so much height to cover the looping. I could have dug into the ground a little bit so that so that the building does not get as high as it gets in the end, but I decided against that. Which means that this area of the park is a little bit out of scale compared to the rest of the park. The rest, all the other buildings on the park are smaller. They use another scale per floor. If you understand what I mean. Normally I just use one big wall to do one story of a building, or one landing, or whatever it is called. I don't give a shit. And in this case it's 1.5, so it's basically 50% higher per floor than in the other areas of the park. Another thing we're doing here is, as I said, I had a better idea of on what exactly I want to do with this area, and I kinda or killed the the science fiction idea. But I think what we're doing now could actually get, or will actually get a lot better than the science fiction idea ever could have gotten. If that makes any sense, I don't suppose not, but now thinking back to when I built this, it would have probably been better. I mean, as you can see it, but the ground floor is not as high as the first floor, and that made things a little bit difficult for me while building. And I think in the end it would have been better if I just did the ground floor in the same height as the rest of the building. Would have made it easier. What we're doing right now is we're covering up all the parts of the coast you can see from the outside, because then from the inside you could see and you get what I want to say. Yeah, because I don't want the coast to be seen from the outside. Yeah, I thought about doing another floor on top, but I thought it would really get too high. I mean, it is already very, very high and probably a bit too high too, but I didn't want to stretch it too much. Didn't want it to get too high. If that makes any sense, probably not, but well. At this point, everyone should have noticed what I am doing here. The whole area is supposed, or will, in the end, when it's all finished, and if I'm doing a good job on it, will resemble, not resemble, but will be heavily inspired by the video game called Life is Strange, which I'm a huge fan of. I really love that game. I think it's one of the best games ever made. Maybe the best game ever made, at least from my perspective, or the best game, the game I enjoyed the most in recent years, or ever. And I thought that the architecture used in Life is Strange, and the style that the game uses, I could probably recreate in RCG2. So that's what I'm doing here. It's not a recreation. I'm not trying to rebuild anything. I'm just trying to build stuff that looks like something from the game, so you could so you can relate to it, so you see, okay, this building, it doesn't exactly look like that and that, but you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you're not stupid, at least I hope you're not stupid. You never know, but should be pretty clear what I wanted to do here. Yeah, this the coast, I call the coastal polarized, which is the name of the 5th episode of Life is Strange. but I later decided to rename it, but that's another episode, I think. And more basically the themed area will be divided into 2 parts. Those parts will mix in a little bit, so it's not like the left part is this and the right part is this, but basically it will be buildings that look buildings that are in the style of the Blackwell Academy, like this one, and the other part of this area will be buildings that look like they could be in Arcadia Bay, in the not school part of the town, of the village Arcadia Bay. For example, the Two Whales Diner we built last episode, that would be an example for one of the not Blackwell Academy buildings. The only problem we have right now with, or I have right now with this part of the park, is the arena. I mean, Arcadia Bay in the game doesn't have a racetrack. That would be not that much of a problem. The bigger problem is that the racetrack is already themed after some post-apocalyptic shit, like Mad Max style a little bit, and that does not really fit into Arcadia Bay. So either I have to think of a really good storyline for the show that would explain everything. Right, there is an Mad Max-like show in Arcadia Bay, or we have to retheme the racetrack, which would be a shame because the racetrack is by far the best thing I've done in this park, at least in my opinion. Maybe the layout from Path of Nux is better than the racetrack, but that's it. It's the best, by far the best non-coaster attraction in the park. And it's by far one of the best themed attractions in the park. So deleting or destroying it would be the very last option I would do. I would try to keep it yeah, under any circumstances, basically. Here I'm just, or I was just getting the back end a little bit, making a connection between the transfer track and the Two Whales Diner so that I don't need to build supports there or something, because that would look stupid. And what I'm doing now is doing like a yeah, just covering up the other side of the transfer track, basically. I thought what could I do there? Thought about it a little for a while, but in the end I just decided to get some facets in there, just pointless architecture basically, to cover up the backboard. I think it looks good, so I will keep it. But it's nothing special, and it's not supposed to be something special. It's a little bit out of style though, so I may have to redo it. I mean, I like the idea, I like the concept of it, but I may have to use other structure, other textures to get it right. So, but that's it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up and leave a comment. That would be awesome. You can follow us on social media. We are on Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The links to those lovely platforms are in the video description. So till next time, goodbye and stay safe.